Hi there guys, welcome back. So Ireland 23, Georgia 10. Ireland get their win, but they had to work hard for it. Georgia really turned up in the second half, and I actually enjoyed the game, mainly because Georgia really turned up. They wanted to defend, they wanted to fight, and Ireland came to play as well and were moving the ball nicely. So it was actually not a bad game, I thought, to be honest. For a neutral. Ireland in that first half should have been out of sight. Georgia, like I said, had their best half of the tournament in the second half, and they scored their first try in the first half, which was a cracker as well. So let's have a look at the game. So on 8 minutes, we get the try from Ireland. It was a really good try, actually. Try from Burns. Good, fast attacking start from Ireland. They really should have finished first time out wide on the left. A bit of a messy overlap there. They should have just put it through the hands, really, but they went for a missed pass, which didn't work. But then it comes back. Farrell, big pull behind, which was really nice. A little circle ball there, and Burns goes through a gap. Good try. Then it's followed up for a penalty by Burns, and at this, so it's 10-0. At this point, it just looks far too good for Georgia. The attack looks far too fast, and they're moving the ball nicely as well as punching up. So it was looking really good then. But then we had Georgia's try, which was an absolute gem, just a worldie of a try off a slow ball. Ireland were organised here, but then it was this inside ball to Kveteladze, and it cuts a fantastic line, real steep line from the inside, so hard for the defence to read. Plus I think there was a bit of a clever block, a couple of clever blocks in the try actually, and they make a break. And the 13, like I said, and Stockdale really should just take his man, but he hedges his bets, gets caught in between in no man's land. Another bit of a fullback error there, really. And the 13 goes through, and great finish, powers over the line. First try of the tournament. Georgia will be absolutely delighted with that, and it was a 3-point game at that point. But then Ireland get another easy penalty off a good launch play from a scrum. 13-7, just looked too easy to get that penalty. And then they score through Keenan with lovely build-up again. Then swift wide passes from left to right. Burns to Stockdale. Stockdale throws one of his huge fizzing missed passes, or the huge long passes to Keenan, and he dives in the corner. Really nice try, 20 points to 7, and it looks like Ireland are going to start to run away this game, and they very nearly do, with McCloskey scorching up the left-hand side like a runaway train. Great finish, but the try from Stockdale was just forward. Again, one of those big, long, fizzing passes from Stockdale, just drifting forward. But yeah, impressive from McCloskey all the same. And then at half-time, 20 points to 7. Ireland are just cruising at this point, attacking really nicely. You really think they should be absolutely out of sight. This game should be done. But, it's still close, only 13 points in it. Now, in the second half, I think what was significant is Ireland made some half-time changes. They weren't forced to do it or anything. It was clearly Andy Farrell trying to try new players, give them game time. And it just stunted their momentum, to be honest. And then Georgia got a big boost from their first dominant scrum of the game. I mean, there were penalties either way in the first half, but this is the first time that Georgia shoved Ireland off the ball. Porter had gone off, but it was Beelum that was penalised, and again about 10 minutes later he was penalised for going off his feet again 2 times in a row. So Georgia are starting to get some joy for their scrum for the first time in the tournament, really. They've been a little bit embarrassed so far because they thought they'd have more joy in their scrum, and now they're getting it. It gets them fired up. And the physicalities, winning them a few penalties. They get the penalty, 20 points to 10. Murray goes off injured, doesn't look great, so maybe he's out for the knockouts. That's a negative. I wonder how he is in the week. They'll want him to be fit for sure. And on 56, unsurprisingly, Healy comes on for Beelum because he's starting to struggle. That makes sense. And Byrne gets a penalty a couple of minutes later to stretch the points back to 13-point lead, 23-10. But Ireland just can't string their attack together like they did in the first half. They're making a few mistakes. Georgia are forcing a few mistakes. Georgia are smashing the scrum a bit more, and 63 another big smash scrum, but they don't get the penalty this time, but they're getting themselves fired up. Ireland look a bit flat. Georgia, like I said, are disrupting. Ireland keep on playing and keep on playing towards the end, and it looks for all the world like they're going to get over again towards the end of the game, but Georgia just keep on showing up and stop them scoring. So a huge shift from Georgia in that second half. Not massive amounts of quality really, but Ireland get the win, 23-10. Job done, I guess, but they've got to focus for a full 80 minutes in their knockout game against Scotland if they are going to have a chance of winning that for sure. Game of two halves. The guys in the second half, the players that came on maybe won't have done themselves any favours, but I think it was kind of a mental lapse from Ireland. The changes didn't help them, and Georgia just got themselves fired up in that second half finally and really produced a half they'll be very proud of. So pleased for Georgia in that respect. Anyway guys, pop your comments below, let me know what you thought of the Irish players, the Irish performance and also the Georgian performance, and I'll catch you next time.